You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 25th, 2024 meeting of the Long Beach Police Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is Thursday, January 25th, 2024. The time is 2:33 p.m. Welcome to the Long Beach Police Commission meeting. This is our first quarterly meeting for the new year of 2024. I would like to introduce one of our newest commissioners and also welcome back John Coker, our police commissioner, and would like to welcome Shannon Wojcik, who is our new police commissioner and also serves as our town councilwoman for the town of Long Beach. Roll call. Myself, Chief Mark Swistek, present. John Coker. Present. Bob McFadden is absent and excused, and Shannon Wojcik. Under old business, I just wanted to touch base on the new public safety facility to give everybody an update that it is progressing well. In fact, I was on site today, spent some time with the superintendent. The interior drywall is just about completed. Next week, we will begin the interior finishing of the drywall. The staircases leading up to the upper level mezzanine have been completed. Overall, the interior work is progressing quite well. They're finishing up this week on the electrical and the plumbing, and we are scheduled to have the facility completed approximately April 26th is the anticipated completion date. We'd also like to update you that the Indiana State Department of Health has moved us to the next step as far as the septic design for that facility. I spoke to Soil Solutions owner John McQuestion on Monday. John and his staff have been engaged through the town council, both from the previous agreement that we had with the previous council members. And then this week on Tuesday, the town council approved a contract, just a little bit over $7,800 to engage John McQuestion to do our septic design work. So he will be designing the system to combine the current town hall with the new public safety facility. He tells me 4 to 6 weeks, he should have his design work prepared. All the permitting, application, everything that needs goes back to the state of Indiana. He will get that submitted on our behalf. We then have to wait for the state of Indiana down in Indianapolis to return our design with a potential permit to move forward with construction of our new system.
That'll be a little quicker than, you think that'd be a little quicker than it's taken to get this far?
I hope. That was one of the points that John McQuestion and I had talked about. The state is very familiar with this project. They've been working on this since, the spring of last year. So we're hoping that once the survey work is done, the site design and everything is submitted, that it would be a short turnaround with them, because then we have to engage a contractor to actually do the work. I do know we either have to put in an additional septic tank because we're required to have 2,500 gallons of holding capacity. Currently, we only have a 1,000-gallon tank. So there are some modifications that need to be made. Our lift station has 2 pumps in it currently, which the new system requires 2 pumps. So we're good there. But there's some additional work that needs to be done, and hopefully the state has quick turnaround.
The soil percolation and all that, is that gonna be sufficient to handle the?
I believe so. There's no questions that I have received reference to soil samplings that were done. There will have to be an additional Presby to the current Presby that's across the street. I don't know if they'll do the alternate dosing between the 2 fields that are out there. But I'm very pleased that we're moving to the next stage in the process.
Good.
So, any questions on the public safety building? All right. Patrol car replacement for 2024-2025. Sergeant James Schooley, although retirement was scheduled to be getting a new car, but we're still working on getting a new car because his 2016 will need replacement. His car would go down to the reserve unit, and then we have a 2013 vehicle we need to replace. That vehicle obviously very aged. We have to often jump it and other mechanical issues with it. So we're looking forward to replacing that vehicle. I'll begin that process probably in the second or third quarter of this year, looking at the vehicles that are out there, the availability of vehicles, and then eventually through our capital outlay plan, I'll bring a proposal to the town council for their consideration to replace that 2013 patrol car.
Have we ever ran a comparison on leasing versus purchasing? Or you get a lease it for 3 years or?
Very good question. A lot of the police departments are doing that currently. LaPorte City and Michigan City just went to lease programs with LaPorte Chrysler. They're leasing Dodge Durangos. I will be reaching out to Matt Magnuson, the owner at LaPorte Chrysler, to have that discussion and then do a comparison of what it would cost us to purchase outright compared to doing a 3-year lease with the buyout option after 36 months. So, but yes, that's a great question. We
Wouldn't be having to commit all that capital all at once. I mean, if you just did it in 3 years, want another car, just, take it back. You don't own it, but you always have a new car every 3 years. So I don't know what the difference in money would be, but it'd be worth looking into.
The other benefit is, the vehicle is under warranty for 3 years. Knock on wood, we've had a few maintenance issues, but nothing major. But that is one of the finer points is you have the, 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty typically on the powertrain, which is the engine and transmission, which in the police service, we usually wear the engines and transmissions down pretty quickly.
How many miles do you usually go a year in those cars?
15, a little bit more than 15,000, 15 to 18,000 per year. So I am working on that. Just wanted to share with the commission, letting you know that that is one of our capital projects we're working on. Our police service contracts under old business, both with the Duneland Beach Homeowners Association and the town of Michiana Shores. Both of those service contracts are set to expire at the end of this month on January 31st. We have renewed the contracts with both communities. Duneland Beach has agreed to a 3% increase for each of the 3 years. And the town of Michiana Shores has agreed to a 10% increase in year 1 and a 5% increase in years 2 and 3. If the public watching this meeting is curious why the difference in the increase between the two communities, that is because the town of Michiana Shores receives LIT money, which is the local income tax funds that we also as a town receive. Duneland Beach is not a town, so therefore is not entitled to those funds. So in the size of the two communities and the calls for service, we spend more time in the town of Michiana Shores than we do in Duneland Beach as well. So, but both, I'd like to thank both of the communities and their executive boards. It's always been a pleasure working with them monthly, and they were very, very much in favor of renewing their contracts. Under new business, and we have the honor that he's present with us today, is our Chief Deputy Marshal James Schooley has announced his intent to retire after 26 years of dedicated service to the Long Beach Police Department. He just started his 27th year this month. He is set to retire on April 10th. I have asked that he join us at the March Town Council meeting. At that time, I'd like to have the council, honor him, say a few words, and as we send.
I think I'd give a speech too.
Yeah, as we send a short retirement.
Yeah, 25 minutes. Fine.
But as I've shared a little bit earlier in our executive session, thanking Deputy Seitz for all of his work, I'd also like to take a moment to personally thank the Chief Deputy for all his work in recent weeks here. We've had some unprecedented things that we've had to deal with in-house, and he has been very helpful in managing those projects, as well as stepping up and making sure that the department, keeps functioning day to day in its operations, to include the weather that we've been under recently. We've been under some significant weather here recently, and I'm very pleased with our team, not only for the police department, but the entire town. Everybody being a small small town, small employee base. All 11 of our full-time employees, including our part-time employees, have pulled together exceptionally well in the last couple of weeks, and the town should be very proud of their efforts. So, but with that, again, we wish the sergeant his very, very best in his retirement. The world's endless opportunities ahead of him in retirement, and I know he's looking forward to it. So, any questions on the retirement? Very good. Last week, we received a letter of resignation from Deputy Jason Yagelski, resigned after a 10-year years of service here at the Long Beach Police Department. Resignation was received on January 18th. We wish Jason the very best in his future endeavors. Currently, we are in the process of hiring 2 deputy marshals. Both of those positions are on our night shift. We work 12-hour shifts, so it would be the 6 p.m., 6 a.m. shift. Applications have been received from several certified police officers that currently have certificate of law enforcement credentials here in the state of Indiana through the Indiana Law Enforcement Training Board. And again, I'd like to thank both Deputy Matthew Farthing and Deputy Mitchell Sykes for all their efforts. They've been conducting background investigations, have been liaisoning between the department and the applicants, and have done an exceptional job in doing that. And also a huge thank you to our town council. Our town council has worked with me. I've asked for some special meetings, one of which they had this week, Tuesday, and we have another one on Friday. So already in their first month, they have 3 council meetings under their belt after tomorrow. And so yes, I'm very grateful that they've been willing to cooperate with us as well. And my last agenda item that I have, at our earlier executive session, we had interviewed a potential applicant for the Long Beach Police Department. At this time, I would ask for a motion in a second. I'm seeking approval of the Police Commission to recommend the hiring of the applicant from our earlier interview that was held during your executive session today. The recommendation will then be sent to the town council at their special town council meeting tomorrow, Friday, January 26th at 1 p.m. At which time I would present the name of the individual along with a benefits package. The salary that we would like to offer this individual, when we hired our last deputy in November of 2022, we offered that deputy $63,000 as starting base salary. We would like to offer the 2 new deputies that we will be hiring here $63,500 as a starting salary. They would be placed on a 1-year probationary period. They would be eligible for the town's health care benefits for both them and their family members. They would be eligible for the health savings plan, the HSA. The individual that we're wanting to recommend to you would need the full family plan, and they would obviously pay their 20% of that. And then they would receive a proration of the $3,500 health savings plan that we receive for the full-time employee. It will be prorated based upon the actual start date of the new employee. With that, I would ask that this commission approve my recommendation to allow me to go forward to the full council with the recommendation tomorrow at 1 p.m. Any questions?
Well, Chief, I would recommend that we submit the applicant to the town council for approval. I was very impressed with his interview. I think this individual will make a fine addition to our police force here in Long Beach. And I'm encouraged that individual be approved.
Thank you.
I second.
Wonderful. So with a motion by Commissioner Coker, second by Commissioner Wojcik, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Pass 2-0. Thank you. With that, public comment. Anybody from the public have any comments? Please step to.
It's me, Marilyn.
Yes, Marilyn.
I just wanted to congratulate Jim on his retirement.
He's in the back of the room smiling at this time. Ear
I
to
miss-
ear.
I miss seeing you guys in person, but in today's day, I just can't get out like I used to.
We appreciate that. He says thank you, so. Is there anyone else on Zoom that has any public comment? Hearing none from the audience, young lady, please state your name and address for the record.
Yes. It's my favorite thing to do. Hi, Marilyn. Anita Remages, 2300 Florimond. There was discussion about, and I'm pleased to hear that you'll be at the March meeting, but we also had discussion about introducing all of the police department at a town council meeting. I don't think everybody knows everybody and how long they've been here. And I know that we had discussed it, and it would probably be good for the people who come to the meetings and Zoom as well. So I just wanted to mention that again. And when you talk about a base salary, it was, I think it's also important for people to understand that that's based on hourly. That was another thing we talked about. I don't think people in the town understand how the police department works, where they work for the 84 hours and they, you know, work 12 hours on and that kind of thing. So the more that we can let people know, especially because, and I mentioned this yesterday too, I think that Chief Swistek in large part is responsible for bringing in such wonderful candidates because of the professionalism that is currently and has in the past been in our town. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. And yes, that's correct. The hourly rate would be about $29.08 per hour is what it averages out to. And then I may try and get everybody here at the March meeting so we can honor the chief deputy at the same time. And then maybe have our 2 new deputies on the roster at the same time and have them all here. That'd be a goal for me. With that, chief.
Jim Scully, Chief Deputy here at the PD. I want to echo what Mark said about Deputy Sparthing and sites. They've just been outstanding working, and we've had a difficult start to the year. Without their assistance, we'd be a month behind where we are. I can't thank them enough. And I thank you for your approval of our candidate. I've interviewed probably over 100 people in the last 4 years. But don't think I can find a better candidate. This department is very comfortable leaving knowing that it's going to be better than what I got. Outstanding department, great group of guys.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're gonna miss you.
That's it.
We will.
You might get to cake for you.
Yeah. You know, to the chief deputy's point, he was a police commissioner for the Port County Sheriff's Department. And he has probably interviewed in the last 4 years or more, 100 candidates. And when we did our in-house interview this week on Tuesday with our potential candidate, after the interview, all 4 of us had the same sentiments that this young man will be a great fit for this community and for this department. So yeah. With that, are there any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll move to commissioner comments before we close today. Commissioner Coker.
I have no further comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Wojcik.
I have no comments that haven't already been said.
Very good. The time is 2:50 PM. We are going to conclude the January 25th, 2024 Long Beach Police Commission meeting. Thank you again, everyone. Have a good afternoon.